we've all heard about how amazing lymphatic drainage is for the skin. And as a holistic esthetician of almost 20 years, I can attest, yes, the hype is real. It is so good for your skin, whether you have acne, rosacea, fine lines and wrinkles. If you're just looking for a little bit of extra hydration, lymphatic movement is something that you really want to be doing on a regular basis for your skin. You can use your hands for lymph movement, and I do have a video showing how, but there's also an easier way that makes it easier to get effective results, and that is the lymph brush from Cecily Braden. We have the lymph brush large and the lymph brush small. You can buy them separately or as a bundle on my website, but today I want to share with you how to actually use these really amazing tools. So the lymph brush large is going to be for larger areas. You can use this on your face, but it's also great for your body as well. Today I'm going to be sharing my quick rundown of how exactly to use these on the face. So I always start with the lymph brush large, and we're going to start like at our neck area. And actually, before we even get into that, I really love to spritz the face with some hydrosol prior, because damp skin is going to create this stretch a little bit easier. And so what we'll do is we're just going to move to this little nook in between our neck and our collarbone here. And we're going to start by just gently sweeping in this area. And you can see I'm just kind of like coming around the base of the neck. And basically we're wanting to sweep all of this fluid into this little crevice here. This is where all of the lymph from our whole body drains back into our heart. It's going to pass through there right before it goes back to the heart. So this is a great thing to do first thing in the morning, even if you're just doing this move. And I'm just kind of like doing it as I talk right now, but I would say do like 6 to 9 sweeps. And then we're going to move up to the neck. You can start with a long brush down 3 times, and then we're going to do little strokes. And you can see, thankfully for my neck wrinkle, you can see the stretch that's happening. And that's what we want. When we're moving lymph fluid, it's this tugging on the tissue that's actually doing the work. We have these little tiny hoses, basically little tubes under our skin that the lymph fluid flows through. We're going to go down with these little sweeps again, 6 to 9 times. I'm not keeping count because I'm talking, but as you're doing it, do it 6 to 9 times. And then we're going to come up under the jaw. We're going to do 3 long strokes. And then again, we're going to start doing a little tug. And I'm tugging down toward my neck from the jawline toward the neck. It's a little sweep and a release. It's that tug and release, and then it's rebounding. That's what we're looking for. The reason we want to tug and release is because we have these little tubes, and inside of the tube, go ahead and sweep across now after we do that 6 to 9 times. The valve in this little tube, let's go along the jawline, is opening and closing. And we're not going to get that unless we're creating a tug with the brush. So tug downward and sweep across. We can also make like a little L. You see, I'm going down, over, release. So 2 options, straight down tug, sweep across, little L, sweep across. We want to open these little valves because that is what is creating this vacuum that's pushing all of the lymph fluid through. So it's kind of the same exact mechanism as a turkey baster. So you squeeze the turkey baster, and then as you open it, that's the same as the tug that we're creating. It's filling up the turkey baster. It's creating a vacuum that's allowing that fluid to move up in. So the tug and release is what's important, and we'll get that better if our skin is slightly damp. So let's move up a little bit. Just doing a little tug and release. I feel like Bob Ross. Happy little trees. Tug and release. You can also just brush straight across. This brush is patented with these little interesting dots on them, and that is actually enhancing that tug and release, the tug action. So we can just sweep across and we're going to get effective movement there, but we can also tug downward. Kind of pumping across the tissue. Another option up here is to do that L shape that I showed you. So down, over, release. The great thing with this brush is you really can't go wrong. So if you're just watching TV, having a good old time, and you're just brushing yourself like this, you're doing great. Keep going down the neck as we go upward on the face. So I love this large brush because we've just covered so much surface area in a small amount of time. But the small brush is going to do the same thing. Tug, pull down. You might even get a little more detail work in the jaw with the small brush. The small brush really shines as we're moving up into the eye area, so I love to tug and release with the corner of the brush and then just sweep along. You can do that all the way across. We're just very gently tugging the tissue, and that's why this brush is so nice. It's like the texture of a kabuki brush, and so it's a little easy to accidentally tug a little bit too much when you're using your fingers, but with this it's so soft, it's really hard to overwork the tissue. Now let's take it up above the eye. This is my favorite use for this small brush because turning 40 I started to really notice my upper lids starting to droop more. And I find that with this brush, it's going to move that fluid that's causing the drooping, or contributing to the drooping, I should say, and it creates a lift above my eye with the brow. I love to, oh, look at that, that's amazing. I love to go into the center here, and we just pull and release, kind of sweep it up, flick it and release. And then for the forehead, you can use the small brush. It's really nice up here. You can also use your large brush here. And again, like, we're tugging the skin, and that's why having the skin slightly damp is so nice, because it's creating a tug. And then I just like to go in again, waterfall all the way down. And that's how you use lymph brush, large and small. You can find them on my website, stratumaesthetics.com, and make sure to follow along for more holistic skincare tips and tricks.